What's good, y'all? Back at it again with another reaction. If you're new to the channel, my name is Shadiq and you're now locked into KRXOVR Media. Really quickly, I want to say shout out to Fumez. Thank you for the early release on this one. I actually have like just under an hour, just over an hour before a class, so I'm gonna try to record this one. Hopefully I can edit it in time and get this out before my class. So this one isn't gonna be as heavily edited as usual, but speaking of editing, if you are curious as to how I edit reaction videos and a similar process that other reactors go through, I'm gonna leave a link somewhere up here in the screen so you can watch a walkthrough of me editing a video. But listen, man, I know why y'all here. Pete and Baz, everything they dropped has been just gold, so I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No. Whoever produced this is reminding me of when we did the group reaction to Fredo's project and then Ready Play. Listen.
Let's go, baby. Hello, girl. Hello, darling. What's your name and what's your number? Beg your pardon. Yeah. Eating pool in a big back garden.
Alright, I just want to say it's always interesting when these like group reactions happen and one person's a little bit taller than the other. You got to see how the mic got to be placed to balance them out because Baz is a little bit taller than Pete. But anyway.
Let's go, baby. Hello, girl. Hello, darling. What's your name and what's your number? Beg your pardon. Yeah. Eating pool in a big back garden.
Yo, look at Baz, he's like.
Beg your pardon. Yeah. Eating pool in a big back garden. Cracking a beers, I'm sinking them down, but now I'm starving.
And you know what's the crazy thing, right? This flow isn't new, or rather like the way that they're using the flow, but it's the fact that it's on a slower beat, or the fact that they're delivering it a little bit slower, because they usually have that that kind of beat at a different tempo, I guess, or whatever. Not necessarily in terms of the beat, but in terms of how they use the flow. So I want to hear how he's gonna
what's your name and what's your
keep going with it.
Yeah. Eating pool in a big back garden. Cracking a beers, I'm sinking them down, but now I'm starving. Up to the shop with a big kebab and a can of lager. Boss man knows me, I'll be back tomorrow.
This beat is probably getting a 10 from me, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, if they switch it up enough. But you know what's crazy, right? I'm listening to how Pete is delivering on this one, right? And I'm liking the dramatic pauses in between his deliveries. It's reminding me a lot of Gigs. I'm actually curious now. I want to hear what like Pete and Baz would sound like on a track with Gigs. I think that might actually sound pretty interesting.
Boss man knows me, I'll be back tomorrow. With a steak from the piggies rolled up, less for the drop last week. And a couple of shots in the knee, cutting up deals on the business meet.
She like me, she want me, she wanna come round and bump me. Pull up to mine in her husband's car. She want me, she need me, she wanna come round and tease me. Pull up to my midnight half fast. She wanna come drink.
Hold on, cause I'm not gonna hold you. This is sounding like a song, song. This is not sounding like a freestyle. This sounds like a song. This is different too. Granted, I've heard a couple Pete and Baz songs and stuff, but this is rude in a way. Not like violent.
Come drink with a gazer, shot with a dealer, riding a beamer. She know I got rocks, I sling off the curb, big words and a slick demeanor. Jesus, baby, she be ringing on my phone like crazy. Easy.
Just because he said baby, now I wonder what Pete and Baz would sound like with Abracadabra. Just because. You know what's crazy? If they wanted to, they could have been writers too. Given the assumption that they write their own bars, I could hear somebody like Fizzler on this beat and delivering these exact same bars, and it would have worked perfectly.
Jesus, baby, she be ringing on my phone like crazy. Easy, crazy, big cakes to bacon, I'm greedy.
Okay, I saw I conquered, waking up in me Gucci boxes. Couple of jabs with a 1-2 bang, I'll knock your block off. Yeah, fling balls out Frederick Flint off. Clean shot.
What?
Conquered, waking up in me Gucci boxes. Couple of jabs with a 1-2 bang, I'll knock your block off. Yeah, fling balls out Frederick Flint off. Clean shot, make a man dance and I don't need TikTok. And that's them loons and that's them jewels and that's that bright. And that's that swing and that's that left and that's my right. Yeah, stop.
This beat is doing a madness.
Off. Yeah, fling balls out Frederick Flint
said, hold on. I don't know why they said make a man watch. I don't mean TikTok. Honestly, I heard dance, but I don't know why I thought maybe he said watch at the same time because he was pointing at his watch. But either way.
Flint off. Clean shot, make a man dance, and I don't need TikTok. And that's them loons, and that's them jewels, and that's that bright. And that's that swing, and that's that left, and that's my right. Yeah, start my man said, give me sniper sight. That's right. Then it's pie and a fag and a dance on a Friday night.
In a big beamer, shoot shots on the man that I call cleaners. There's been a little spill in that block we was last week where the boys put them feelers.
That's what I was waiting for.
Clean shot, make a man dance, and I don't need TikTok. And that's them loons, and that's them jewels, and that's that bright. And that's that swing, and that's that left, and that's my right. Yeah, start my man said, give me sniper sight. That's right. Then it's pie and a fag and a dance on a Friday night.
In a big beamer, shoot shots on the man that I call cleaners. There's been a little spill in that block we was last week where the boys put them feelers. I just wanna bust
And look how cash he is with it. He's mad casual.
And that's that left, and that's my right. Yeah, start my man said, give me sniper sight. That's right. Then it's pie and a fag and a dance on a Friday night.
in a big beamer, shoot shots on the man that I call cleaners. There's been a little spill in that block we was last week where the boys put them feelers. I just wanna bust shots on the block, Jesus. I just wanna whip white while I smash cans. I just wanna whip round with a few shooters. I just want a few points and a few flags. Big 16s and I blew that. Now son, you don't wanna do that. Some should've known I'm a big deal. Some should've run when he threw that. Yeah. Pull up outside and the man gets fried. I'm banging that mash like English breakfast. Man, just smashed this car in the shop window. What I give up? This was rated.
I'm barely even taking in what they're saying because the flows and the beat are insane. I honestly wish that their voices were a little bit louder. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Granted, this is actually a really good beat, so I actually don't mind the fact that I can focus on the beat more than their voices, but I know that they're saying stuff, but not everything is really registering right now. But this is actually, let me take back. We'll pull out that whole verse.
That's right. Then it's pie and a fag and a dance on a Friday night.
In a big beamer, shoot shots on the man that I call cleaners. There's been a little spill in that block we was last week where the boys put them feelers. I just wanna bust shots on the block.
And I'm now deep in it that Fumez is wearing a shirt and tie with, that's interesting.
Cleaners, there's been a little spill in that block we was last week where the boys put them feelers. I just wanna bust shots on the block, Jesus. I just wanna whip white while I smash cans. I just wanna whip round with a few shooters. I just want a few points.
And peep how he changed his flow, right? He was doing,
That's right. Then it's pie and a
I'm the exact moment I'm gonna show you right.
In a big beamer, shoot shots on the man that I call cleaners.
So he was rhyming with things that rhyme with right? That have like the ending to it, and then he just switched the flow like out of nowhere.
Little spill in that block we was last week where the boys put them feelers. I just wanna bust shots on the block, Jesus. I just wanna whip white while I smash cans. I just
Right, so he went from ending with the uhs, and then I don't know where he switched the cans, but the way that he did it, you wouldn't have seen that flow switch coming, and now everything that's about to come afterwards is gonna sound mad like smooth.
them feelers. I just wanna bust shots on the block, Jesus. I just wanna whip white while I smash cans. I just wanna whip round with a few shooters. I just want a few points and a few flags. Big 16s and I blew that. Now son, you don't wanna do that. Some should've known I'm a big deal. Some should've run when he threw that. Yeah. Pull up outside and the man gets fried. I'm banging that mash like English breakfast. Man, just smashed this car in the shop window. What I give up? This was rated.
Yes, and the beat did exactly what I wanted it to. I was hoping that there would be like a switch up in the beat, like just that it isn't just looping the whole way through. They have small moments where it breaks down and all that. Man,
I'm a big deal. Son should've run when he threw that. Yeah. Pull up outside and the man gets fried. I'm banging that mash like English breakfast. Man, just smashed this car in the shop window. What I give up? This was rated. Play chuck a set, K. Well, Fumez roll us a fag, yeah.
nah, I'm in That's actually funny, and I appreciate the fact that they left that in, right? It adds another layer to like the viewing experience, right? Instead of it just being like everything perfect the whole way through, it has that like, it doesn't take itself too seriously, you know what I mean? It makes it fun.
Chuck a set, K. Well, Fumez roll us a fag, yeah. I'm a spoons for children in a jukebox, birds been shaking the bundle, making me crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard the rest of P yet, but Baz might be spinning this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. And first of all, peep how the beat is transitioning. It's one of the smoothest beat transitions. Listen to how the beat is they're using that same sample.
I'm a spoons for children in a jukebox, birds been shaking the bundle, making me crazy. If a girl keeps going like
Bunda. Shout out to Right Talk.
I'm responsible for tune on the jukebox, birds been shaking the bunda, making me crazy. If a girl keeps going like this, then I'm taking her home and we're making babies.
Now I don't mean to be rude, but this party's dead and I'm feeling wavy. So I might just slide to the cab, grab Sandra back.
Nah, hold on. This might be. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I haven't heard the whole thing, but this is probably going up in like my personal top 3 favorite plugged-ins. I'm not saying this is the top 3 best plugged-in. I'm saying this is probably my personal top 3. Just for everything across the board, like the listening experience, the flows. Listen, man.
Now I don't mean to be rude, but this party's dead and I'm feeling wavy. So I might just slide to the cab, grab Sandra back and Casey.
Come on then mate, let's jump in the cab, tell Mo to go faster. I'm unboxing the Uber, if he complains I'm punching the bastard.
Spill king everywhere and then my phone's like passing the bleeding charger. Smoking a bit for the finest grade, I'm here twisted like a rasta.
Better the week with a cigarette lit.
Nah. We're pulling that whole segment. I don't care.
Fag where you at?
We're on that whole segment. I don't care.
I'm responsible for tune on the jukebox, birds been shaking the bunda, making me crazy. If a girl keeps going like this, then I'm taking her home and we're making babies.
Now I don't mean to be rude, but this party's dead and I'm feeling wavy. So I might just slide to the cab, grab Sandra back and Casey.
Come on then mate, let's jump in the cab, tell Mo to go faster. I'm unboxing the Uber, if he complains I'm punching the bastard.
Spill king everywhere and then my phone's like passing the bleeding charger. Smoking a bit for the finest grade, I'm here twisted like a rasta.
Better the week with a cigarette lit when I'm out on the strip, they want this scarper. Grab that man and I'm shaving his head like a Turkish barber.
He's knocking with a bat of the dotty and his body phoned up like a bottle of kava. Feds came round and I never said nada. Quick, and a Dan in a lager.
I never
Spill king everywhere and then my phone's like passing the bleeding charger. Smoking a bit for the finest grade, I'm here twisted like a rasta.
better the week with a cigarette lit when I'm out on the strip, they want this scarper.
And I like how he did that flow that he's very known for, right? Well, I think they're both pretty much known for it. But instead of just going straight through like non-stop how they usually do sometimes.
Working the block like clockwork, out in the sticks with dust in the block like golden man in the car, there's another man rolled in a flag got smoked, I'm moving reckless.
He actually stopped it. Like that's the little things that you could do to your flow to make it feel a little bit fresher. You can have a flow that's unique to you, like a flow that's like staple, it's yours. But when you find those small ways to tweak it, like Quang and Rush are really good for that. They're really good for that, like having a flow that when you hear it, you know it's dumb, but they tweak it just a little bit.
Better the week with a cigarette lit when I'm out on the strip, they want this scarper. Grab that man and I'm shaving his head like a Turkish barber.
He's knocking with a bat of the dotty and his body phoned up like a bottle of kava. Feds came.
Bubba,
sit around down and shit.
He's knocking with a bat of the dotty and his body phoned up like a bottle of kava. Feds came round and I never said nada. Quick, and a Dan in a
I
lager.
never lost faith when it came to throwing these fists, got a neck like a builder's brick. I got fists like concrete slabs, still knock a man down with a kung fu kick.
And I don't take shit from a man, get chucked in the van, get dashed in a dusty skip. One side of the family's Irish. Chucky alive, he's taking a mick.
Big bands in the building, fill them cracks in the walls so the feds can see their stash.
Got a mesh tucked under
they're
the
saying something and then doing the back and we're pulling it.
under bags and Casey.
Come on then mate, let's jump in the cab, tell Mo to go faster. I'm unboxing the Uber, if he complains I'm punching the bastard.
Spill king everywhere and then my phone's like passing the bleeding charger. Smoking a bit for the finest grade, I'm here twisted like a rasta.
Better the week with a cigarette lit when I'm out on the strip, they want this scarper. Grab that man and I'm shaving his head like a Turkish barber.
He's knocking with a bat of the dotty and his body phoned up like a bottle of kava. Feds came round and I never said nada. Quick, and a Dan in a
I
lager.
never lost faith when it came to throwing these fists, got a neck like a builder's brick. I got fists like concrete slabs, still knock a man down with a kung fu kick.
And I don't take shit from a man, get chucked in the van, get dashed in a dusty.
And I don't even care how funny it is. I can't even react to how funny it was when he did the kick. Like his leg came up so slow, you know he's about to make a kick bar. And he just snapped it out. But
I got fists like concrete slabs, still knock a man down with a kung fu kick.
And I don't take shit from a man, get chucked in the van, get dashed in a dusty skip. One side of the family's Irish. Chucky alive, he's taking a mick.
Big bands in the building, fill them cracks in the walls so the feds can see their stash.
Got a mesh tucked under this tit for tat and I'll tip my head if he's talking greens.
Please, I don't wanna spill his beans on a brand new carpet.
I don't want.
Move it before I lose.
Man said, "Geez, I don't want to spill his beans." That is creative. What in the? The beautiful thing is that if they really wanted to, they could deadass retire and just write for people. They really could if they really wanted to. What?
Concrete slabs, still knock a man down with a kung fu kick.
And I don't take shit from a man, get chucked in a van, get dashed in a dusty skip. One side of the family's Irish. Chucky alive, he's taking a mick.
Big bands in the building, feel them cracks in the walls so the feds can't see their stash.
Got a mesh tucked under this tit for tat, and I tip my hat if he's talking green.
Please, I don't wanna spill his beans on a brand new carpet, the wife will lose it.
Move it before I lose
Man
it.
said, I don't want to spill his beans on the brand new carpet. The wife will lose it. I don't know if he said the wife or his wife. It's like they're saying rude things, right? But they're not just being unnecessarily like violent. Oh, Ching Man down this, so got put this, whatever it is, right? They're saying rude things, but they're saying things that make sense within the context of their generation, their age, and all that good stuff. Like you could tell that like it just makes sense. It feels natural, but it's also just so unique. Like the way that they paint the picture is so unique. I have half a mind to wheel this whole thing. I'm not going to, but I want to.
Please, I don't wanna spill his beans on a brand new carpet, the wife will lose it.
Move it before I lose it. Get dark bruises all up in that leaky boat.
Pull up in the black tab Benz and I whip out the nank and the man gets carved like Rose.
It ain't no joke. I ain't Dave Chappelle. Now why is your girl been talking to me for?
Give her that C-shit.
I'm getting mad. I'm actually getting mad. I feel like Danny Kaz right now. I'm actually getting upset. I meant to take back what I said about it being my personal top 3. This just might be top 3 plugged-ins in general of all time. I may have to take it back. I may have to. I don't know. I'm gonna sit with it being top 3 for me personally, but we have to start talking about this being at least in the conversations of top 5 best plugged-ins. Like just off flows and beat alone.
It ain't no joke. I ain't Dave Chappelle. Now why is your girl been talking to me for?
Give her that seesaw, give her that up and down in the back so round I grabbed it.
Wrapped it, slapped it, stains on the mattress, flip them packs and the cash.
And the word beat.
Them cracks in the walls so the feds can't see their stash.
Got a mesh tucked under this tit for tat, and I tip my hat if he's talking green.
Please, I don't wanna spill his beans on a brand new carpet, the wife will lose it.
Move it before I lose it. Get dark bruises.
And look how calm Baz is. He's just like, watch how they both be in the background while the other person is just violating the mic.
Concrete slabs still knock a man down with a kung fu kick.
I don't take shit from a man, get chucked in the van, get
Just
back in the
dancing
van,
awkwardly.
side of the family's Irish. Chucky alive, he's all up in that leaky boat.
Pull up in the black tab Benz and I whip out the nank and the man gets carved like Rose.
It ain't no joke. I
Man said a man gets carved like rope. We're taking that back. I don't care. We're taking it back. I don't care.
Give her that seesaw, give her that up and down in the back so round I grabbed it.
wrapped it, slapped it, stains on the mattress, flip them packs and the cash. I smashed it.
Smack that man with the back of the head, he's sovereign turning green like goblin.
Me, she's gobbling me, feet
Turn
popped in the
him
mouth.
green like goblin.
Me, she's gobbling me, feet popped in the mouth, and she can't get enough of this goblin.
Janice, I don't know what the plan is. Smoke so much that I'm stuck in the planet.
And then peep how they were going with a particular rhyme scheme, and then Baz came through and they switched it up a little bit. I don't think because I'm on my phone sending this to people that I'm not paying attention. Like they're dumping.
Janice, I don't know what the plan is. Smoke so much that I'm stuck in the planet.
Speaking Spanish, that's the luego fun, his eyes get pressed like Play-Doh.
Wife's been calling out.
And I complain about unnecessary use of similes sometimes. This one has the perfect use of similes, right? Like the perfect use of like these like bars. They weren't really doing that unnecessarily throughout the whole thing. So now that they have this scheme going towards the end and it has this flow to it, it's like, yeah, now you can start throwing those out because it's, you're just in a groove, you're in a mood. It's
Smack that man with the back of the head, he's sovereign turning green like goblin.
Me, she's gobbling me, feet popped in the mouth, and she can't get enough of this goblin.
Janice, I don't know what the plan is. Smoke so much that I'm stuck in the planet.
Speaking Spanish, that's the luego fun, his eyes get pressed like Play-Doh.
Wife's been calling out. Did your day go? Can't call back. I'm in San Diego.
Little mug tried it, you don't wanna ride it. Gave him a kiss of death, I ain't good though.
I'm afraid I don't wear tight little shirts like Bugsy.
Little boy, I don't wanna get maced.
These mug get smashed in the face.
man sent for Fredo and Bugsy.
Wife's been calling out. Did your day go? Can't call back. I'm in San Diego.
Little mug tried it, you don't wanna ride it. Gave him a kiss.
Just the way that he's, I just say I know obviously it's a 10, right? I don't care what you have to say. This is a 10, right? I'm still gonna break it down, but it's a 10, right? In case you're complaining about the wheel ups and all that, right? But just peep the flows and the way the flows match the beat. Play-Doh.
Wife's been calling out. Did your day go? Can't call back. I'm in San Diego.
See, right? They had this flow where it was like he started with it, then he goes, my wife's been calling, whatever it was he said, but he switched the flow.
I don't know what the plan is. Smoke so
You see how it has this flow to it?
Speaking Spanish, that's the luego fun, his eyes get pressed like Play-Doh.
Wife's been calling out. Did your day go? Can't call back. I'm in San Diego.
He switched it up, like
You don't wanna ride it. Gave him a kiss of death, I ain't good though.
I'm afraid I don't wear tight little shirts like Bugsy.
Little boy, I don't wanna get maced.
These mug get smashed in the face.
JK still did his
in a casket case.
Fumez, the engineer.
Yo, 9-1 shots. Whoever you are, if you see this, you're a GOAT. 9-1 shot. You're a GOAT. Because what in the actual hell was that?
Is that server?
So in this channel, we hold the vows. That means we're going to get straight into it. And needless to say, this one is a 10. I already said it earlier. It's a 10. This is probably my favorite plugged in of all time. It originally went to flipping A92, I'm not gonna lie, but this is officially my favorite plugged in, and it has to be in conversations for top 5, top 3 best plugged ins, at least top 5 best plugged ins for those who have different tastes. But you gotta admit it. This one, the flows were insane. These are probably some of the best flows I've ever heard on a plugged in. Just with the constant switch ups, the way that they balance each other's energy with their flow switches, how they had the back and forth, how they had varying lengths of their bars and their verses, right? So they had moments where they all went, or rather when they both went for a certain length. Then they had times when they reduced it, they went back to slightly longer verses. They did the back and forth thing. They played off of each other's energy with the flows, right? Continuing where the other person left off, continuing where they left off, and then switching it up midway, and then the other person picking it back up. Like, there was just so much going on with the flows alone that make this one a 10. And then the beats, this is probably my favorite beat for a plugged in. Off the top of my head, it's definitely gonna be the most memorable beat for a plugged in. Definitely the most memorable plugged in beat for me. Obviously the flipping, right, of Ready or Not, insane. The fact that it switched up midway, right, and the beat changed, and what they did was they used the vocal sample from the first half of it to transition it into the second half seamlessly. So the second half of the beat was definitely different from the first. Just using that one little moment in the middle makes it feel like it's two completely different things. But obviously it was either produced by the same producer and it's two different beats, or he just made one long beat with the perfect transition. Everything about it was beautiful. The beat, right, not the beat, rather the bass underneath the beat, matching their voices, switching it up here and there, getting skippy. The moments where their flows match the bass on the beat. I don't even know what else to say at this point. Like, my brain is just going. It's just going. The lyricism, they're one of a kind with the way that they say the things that they do. Like, they don't even really curse like that either. You could tell there's times when like artists know they're cursing this because they just need to fill the space in the bar to make it stay on beat, or they don't know what else to say. Like, oftentimes, it's not to say that I'm super prude or whatever and it's like, oh, don't curse in the music, but place it properly. They don't even use curses like that off the top of my head, at least not in this one. And they just found every single opportunity to make every word intentional. Every verse was intentional, every line was intentional. Every single thing about this was very intentionally placed. It had that rudeness to it that's fun, it's playful, but it also has that kind of edge to it that makes people like drill in particular. This one, I don't even know if to classify this as drill. It's drill in the content, but it wasn't like super drill in terms of the production style, like with the 808 slides and everything. This is actually the perfect example of the kinds of beats that I see are going to be the future of drill, where it's starting to transition away from the heaviness of the 808s and more towards other elements and letting the content matter kind of carry the whether or not it's drill or not. But there's so many different things to say. Replay value, I've said enough. It's a 10. You see me wheel it. I was sending it to people while I was reacting, posting, flipping on my story, on the YouTube story. Yeah, it's a 10. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If this isn't your favorite plugged in, if this isn't the best plugged in your opinion, what's the best plugged in and why? Be prepared to back your claims. I think I can honestly say that this one has everything that makes any other plugged in good, and then some. It has probably one of the best beats. It has some of the best flows. It's the most consistency. For 4 minutes straight through, this is consistent. Anyway, I've already said enough. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, man. As always, hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more of those coming for y'all, but until next time, peace.